me that's given on the chat. Yeah. So you can just read it and I'm going to read it aloud. So guys, Plan to Win has a vision to build a community that creates future of choice, where success is followed by ease and grace, through creativity, commitment, and integrity. So thank you so much for being with us in this vision. And believe me, all of us want to have success, but we all want to have, this success along with family, along with our well-being, and also along with betterment of the community. So today we have a very, very special speaker and my personal favorite. And I think most of us who are in Plan to Win, we are big fans of our today's speaker, Professor Ramesh K Arora. He is a specialist, I will say, in behavioral sciences. And, इनके बारे में मतलब हमारे इनके वीडियोस जो है हमको एक बहुत नए तरीके से हर एक स्किल्स लाइफ स्किल्स को बताते हैं और इतनी सहजता से बताते हैं और I am completely touched, moved and inspired by Ramesh K Arora, by Professor Ramesh K Arora. He has been a Senior Fulbright Fellow at Syracuse University, New York, and presently he is Chairman Management Development Academy, Jaipur. आप उनके बहुत सारे वीडियोस देखते हैं. Guys, if you are not in Plan to Win heart-to-heart group, you're missing greatly on Ramesh K Arora sir's wonderful, insightful videos. And there is much more that's happening on the Plan to Win platform. Guys, before I invite Ramesh sir, I would want all of you to tell me if you are there in the Plan to Win group. If you are there, you can say yes. If you are not there, you can say no. Towards the end, even if you are not there, कोई टेंशन नहीं है. एंड में हम आपको उस ग्रुप की लिंक देंगे और आपको कुछ जानकारी देंगे about Plan to Win, a little more. So please put in the chat, are you there in the group? Then put yes. If you are not there, put no. Okay, so there is only one yes that I've got, guys. Saturday morning, क्या हो रहा है? You're still getting up and rising, is it? एक ही बंदा है हमारे Plan to Win heart-to-heart group में. Okay, Jaya is there. Please put it in the chat if you are there in the Plan to Win heart-to-heart group. Only 2 people? Come on. Okay, so many. Perfect. ऐसे कोई भी नहीं है जो Plan to Win heart-to-heart group में नहीं है? Oh, that's fantastic. Then you should invite people into this session, those who are not knowing what Plan to Win does. So, okay, here we are, 8:05. Ramesh ji, over to you. Please enlighten us on the dimensions of excellence. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here talking about excellence to excellent people. Talking about winning to people who believe in Plan to Win. Talking through heart to the people who are group members of Heart to Heart. Gitanjali talked to me this morning. She's in train and she told me that Darshana ji will be coordinating the program. But I would like to say thank you very much, Gitanjali, for inviting me. And you are so good, brilliant and vibrant. And Darshana ji, I have known you and you are really one of the most dynamic persons I've seen. Thank you very much. So I'm very glad that I'll be talking to you about a subject which is of great value and interest to all of us. But I'm very happy you were talking in Hindi. मैं कई बार सोचता हूँ कि हम लोग हिंदी में बात क्यों नहीं करते. इंग्लिश एक बड़ी ज़्यादा आसान भाषा है और हिंदी के लिए हमें सही शब्दों का चुनाव करना पड़ता है क्योंकि घर पर और बाहर हम लोग मिक्स लैंग्वेज बोलते हैं. तो आज मैं थोड़ा मिक्स करूँगा पर बट बेसिकली जो बात है वो समझ में आनी चाहिए. दैट्स ऑल. मैं कोई नई बात नहीं बताऊंगा पर गांधी जी ने कहा था ज्ञान 2 तरह का होता है, सच्चा ज्ञान और नया ज्ञान. और उन्होंने कहा था कि जो सच्चा ज्ञान है दोहराना चाहिए. I'm going to repeat what you already know. But you know, these ideas reinforce our belief system and value system. These ideas give us encouragement to walk on the path of excellence, and determination and dedication become our second nature. If there is one appreciation that is considered to be most valuable, it is excellent. Oh, you tell a child you're excellent. Teacher tells his students, you have done excellent work. The food is excellent, the garden is excellent, the book is excellent, you are excellent, and then there can be no better appreciation than this. The word perfect certainly is relating to something that is mythical. There is nothing perfect except God maybe, but moving ahead on the path of perfection, that is trying to be perfect, is called excellence. So excellence is a journey and not a goal. Never-ending journey, unending journey, constant journey. What does it mean rather? From well to better, daily self-surpassed. That is, every day, that is 25th of March becomes better than 24th of March. That 2022 becomes better than 2021. Well, there will be certain unpredictable things happening, but I am trying to be better every day. Every day, in every way, I must become better and better. That is excellence. Excellence does not mean perfection. Excellence does not mean being the best. Excellence is trying to be among the best. Excellence means that I'm trying to be my best. I'm trying to do my best. And that is excellence. The desire to be better, to improve, to move ahead. Now, does excel means what? Excel means to be better. Does it mean I'm competing with other people and then trying to be better? Okay, fine. Healthy competition helps me to be better and become excellent. But I tell you, sometimes there is healthy competition, sometimes there's unhealthy competition. If there's unhealthy competition, then if I feel, oh, I'm superior to somebody, there'll be ego and vanity, conceit, which is always inimical to positive growth of personality. Remember the words of Tulsidas, that is, the ego is the basic cause of all the maladies. Daya dharam ka mool hai, paap mool abhiman. So we don't have to be abhimani by unhealthy competition. Healthy competition is really wonderful when you're really trying to learn something from the person whom you consider to be competitive and try to imbibe his virtues or her virtues in yourself. Appreciate that person for what he or she is. There must be something good about his personality or her personality that has made him what he or she is. But or else, the person is a lucky person, fortunate person. And if he is fortunate or she is fortunate, salute him or her because he's a favorite child of God. What I'm suggesting is, excelling does not mean competing. Excelling means learning, emulating also, trying to imbibe and inculcate the virtues of people whom we interact with, whom we know. So what is it that I think in terms of competition? It's competition with myself, me. So I'm competing with myself. Am I becoming better? Am I becoming more refined, sophisticated? Am I becoming more successful? Although we'll talk about success being rather a puzzle in life. It's a riddle. Nobody can really be sure about success. What happened to 2 years period that we passed through? So many organizations tumbled down. People felt distressed. So many things are not in our control. Famous Roman philosopher Epictetus once said that we should try to gain happiness from things that we can control. And he said that 3 things we cannot control: the quality of our body, I mean, how we are born, our shape of the body, the genes, the genetics, what others think of us, we cannot control. And accidents in life will always happen, we cannot control. But there's a lot that we can control. And really, there is somebody within us telling us, don't feel defeated, don't feel bad, no discouragement, no disparagement, not letting you down, move ahead, stand up. Perseverance, we call it. How do you compete with yourself? Not that you're being aggressive or assertive in competing with yourself. You have to be kind to yourself. give credit to yourself for what you have become. Be grateful to people who have helped you to become what you are. God, parents, brothers, sisters, friends, colleagues. anyone, even destiny, we should always be grateful. And then say, evaluate yourself every day. One thing I want to mention right in the beginning, that while I'm talking about competition with the self, that idea will materialize only when I evaluate myself on a constant basis. You know, you heard of George Bernard Shaw, who was a Nobel Prize winner in literature. And his famous books really are worth reading. He was a vegetarian and wrote a book, Back to Methuselah, died at the age of 96 in 1950. And when doctor asked him, why are you so perplexed? Dying at 96 is something which is unusual. And he said, yes, but I wanted to live for 100 years and prove that a vegetarian can live for 100 years. That is my grouse. But you know what he did was, he was just a marvelous person. He's one person who's really inspiring. Earlier, you know, people like George Bernard Shaw were there in the text of most of the books of English literature. Well, you find one or two books still of Bernard Shaw, but his books, Major Barbara, Black Girl in Search of God, and Androcles and the Lion, Doctor's Dilemma, Place Pleasant, Place Unpleasant, Pygmalion, you know about Pygmalion, and Saint John. And there are a number of books which really have left a great impact on the overall development of English literature. He was asked a question once, what's the difference between an ordinary person and an extraordinary person? And he said, 15 minutes difference. I thought it's 15 minutes, or could be even less, he said. One who gives 15 minutes to himself or herself every day becomes excellent. What do you mean by giving time to oneself? We are giving time to ourselves all the time. No, I want introspection. I want meditating about my own strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, planning, and progress or failures, setbacks, whatever it is. So I want really to evaluate myself, analyze myself, and see in which areas I'm lacking and which areas I'm moving ahead fast. What are these areas in which we have to think in terms of self-improvement? I want to start with this, that excellence is something which is multidimensional. That is why the topic Gitanjali put was various dimensions of excellence. Now, I want to just emphasize in the beginning that excellence does not only relate to professional development, or that I'm a good writer or a good singer or a hobby. So hobby and work are fine, but excellence has 7 dimensions, the rainbow life, as I generally call it. There's something like physical excellence, mental excellence, emotional excellence, spiritual excellence, familial excellence, social excellence, and professional excellence. All the 7 dimensions of excellence are important. Physical excellence means good health, being energetic, vibrant, dynamic. Working hard will be possible only you have good energy, taking care of yourself, as all of you do, looking at your faces. What is then mental excellence? Mental excellence is trying to improve your creativity, thinking, vision, as you said, that is mental excellence. And reading. Reading is a very good habit, but unfortunately these days we don't have much of time for reading, because we are able to get the gist of the best of the books and the ideas from maybe social networking, Instagram, Facebook, especially YouTube. Very, very good YouTubes. I mean, I watch a few every day of very eminent people and get inspired myself. And mental means reading, art of thinking creatively, art of thinking positively. That is mental excellence. And writing, speaking, being a narrator, being a thinker, having new ideas, exploring new vistas. The third is the very important emotional excellence. And I think here we need to develop, all of us need to develop every day. You must have heard of emotional intelligence, and you must have heard about Goldman's emotional intelligence, how it can be used in daily life. But I tell you one thing, the biggest, if you ask me what is the biggest problem of the contemporary civilization, it is not progress or development. It is not materialistic growth. It is primarily we get disturbed very easily. We get discouraged very easily. We get hurt very easily. We get de-inspired and demotivated easily. We are not ready for failure. We are not ready for humiliation. We are not ready for insults. We are not ready for setbacks. We are not ready for falls. We are not ready for any glitches. We are only anticipating success. We are anticipating good days. And we always like to hear words like best of luck, best of times, best of. But my humble submission is, are we able to control ourselves, our mind? As Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, mind is something which is wavering all the time. And therefore, the need of his Siddha Pragya is to bring the mind back to where it belongs, your inner self. When I talk about emotional excellence, I mean happiness. Happiness is the greatest goal of life. The goal of all goals is happiness. As Will Durant says in his book, The Story of Philosophy, happiness is wiser than wisdom. What a wonderful sentence. Saying in a few words, the gist of it. Happiness is wiser than wisdom. So if you have to choose between wisdom and happiness, choose happiness, because you'll be a wise person by remaining happy. Because if you are happy, others are going to be happy because of their proximity to you. See, you are doing a great service to humanity by being happy and bringing hope, faith, trust, optimism in the minds of people with whom you really interact. My humble submission is that we should try to be happy. I'm talking about emotional excellence, optimistic, balanced, have equanimity, in control of senses, controlling of anger, controlling of stress, not falling a prey to negative feelings and thoughts. The fourth dimension is spiritual excellence. I'm very happy you were into meditation a few minutes ago. And it is very significant that meditation is something which is a part of our life these days. But I tell you, meditation is much more popular abroad than in India. And I mean, people are into meditation, but the bulk of people in various industries and organizations in USA, they do meditation. And it's amazing. There are meditation coaches everywhere, in India also. But this is something that is a contribution of Indian philosophy to the rest of the world. The breathing control and meditation, very, very important. But you know, meditation is not just concentration. Meditation is the father of concentration. It helps. Concentration helps in meditation. But meditation is thoughtlessness. Concentration is thought, focusing on a thought, an idea, while meditation is thoughtlessness. But I'm not talking only of this technique of meditation and spiritual excellence. Being moral is very important. Being honest is important. Honesty is not the only best policy, it's the only policy. If there is integrity, nothing else counts. If there is no integrity, nothing else counts. And morality emerges from religion, goodness. Remember what Lord Buddha was replying while he was replying to a question of Anand. Anand, his famous disciple, asked him a question, sir, you are criticizing religions and dogmas and theories of various religions, but you don't tell us what is good religion. And Buddha replied, Anand, forget about all your theories and dogmas of religion. Just be good and do good. Spiritual excellence is being good, doing good, philanthropic, charitable, helpful, supportive, friendly, compassionate, empathetic, relationship of heart. And the fifth dimension of excellence is the familial dimension. If there is one institution which has survived millions of years, it is family. All other institutions have had some ups and downs. Even in this world, there are 1/3 of people who don't believe in God, and they are happy still. But None can be happy without a happy family life. Family life means brothers, sisters, people whom you consider as brothers and sisters. Best of friends are part of the family. Likewise, mother, father. There is a saying, there's a beautiful song by Mukesh which says, one who has respected and loved his parents need not go for any pilgrimage. जिसने अपने माँ बाप का, माता पिता का सम्मान किया और प्यार किया, ध्यान रखा, उसको किसी तीर्थ में जाने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. That is the family virtue, not only in India, I tell you, everywhere in the world. You have been to different countries of the world, but parents are very important. Family is important. Even though all of them work at different places, they do meet during Thanksgiving and Christmas. And they love each other, they respect each other, although they may not be very close to each other on day-to-day basis, brothers and sisters, but even there it's respect. We have Bhaiya Dooj and Rakhi. They don't have that. Although there is Mother's Day and Father's Day and Children's Day and Grandchildren's Day and Granddaughter's Day and Father's Day and Grandmother's Day, Grandparents' Day, but there is no Bhaiya Dooj and Rakhi equivalent there in USA. But even then, I tell you, they really feel bad when there is separation between husband and wife. They're not happy people that way. They want stability in marriage. They do want. That is why till death does us apart. I mean, when they take the oath in the beginning of the wedding, that we shall be together till death comes between us and separates us. Otherwise, we will never be separated. So familial excellence means sacrifice, forgetting about oneself, being selfless. Totally is not possible. But then if you love somebody, you have to do something, which is called sacrifice. And the most significant thing that we can sacrifice is our ego. Don't feel too hurt. Give opportunity to person to differ with you, have dissent, have his own life, make mistakes, accept his apologies, forgive him without his asking for forgiveness, love unconditionally. And instead of waiting for anybody else to become sublime, why don't I become first? In any relationship between the two people, mother and father, mother and daughter, father and son, brother and brother, brother and sister, friend and friend, one has to be better, greater, nobler and stronger than the other person. Why do I become stronger and better and nobler and taller? Why should I take this idea that other person must take initiative to be better? Why? Prophet Muhammad, whenever he used to meet people, first he greeted people, didn't wait for anybody else to greet him. And that is something we have to learn from Lord Krishna too. If there is one person who is embodiment of good life, it is Lord Krishna in the sense. We don't know much about his life, but if you read his life properly, not just Gita, and go beyond his childhood and youth, go beyond Radha and his own childhood, and go beyond Gita and look at Krishna's life. The man who ruled over Dwarka for 36 years never sat on the throne, did not allow his body to touch a single jewel except the peacock feather. I mean, learn about him, who had so many difficulties in life and family also, that I don't want to narrate here and feel you a little disturbed. But here was a man, as Osho says, he's the only God who is always smiling. He's not into goodness and greatness because he has suffered. He doesn't say like Buddha that only truth is grief. He doesn't like to talk about Lord Mahavir, who says, yes, the greatest pain in the life is because of desires. He's different. He's a smiling God. He's smiling Krishna. Learn from him. And the way he sacrificed his own feelings for the people whom he loved, whether his sister, whether his brother-in-law, whether his mothers, two fathers, it's amazing. Yesterday, there was somebody coming from ISKCON, and we met yesterday in my office. And I told him that, I tell you, what we need to popularize is the life of Krishna. Everybody knows about teachings of Krishna, but life. His life is the greatest teacher, and we should do it. The sixth dimension of excellence is a social dimension. Being a very good friend is the greatest sort of boon of life. Having good friends is the greatest boon in life. And I tell you, if you look at the life of Krishna also, his relationship with Sudama or Arjun, and I tell you, he was one person who, I mean, how could he really garner so much of faith in himself and his own goodness that nothing hurt him? He was powerful. He's powerful. He could have hurt anyone. Nobody during the Mahabharata war could face him. His army was the best. His kingdom was the best. He was the best. But yes, it was amazing how he was a great friend to everyone who came into contact with him. It's really wonderful. An important point of social excellence is doing something good. All of you are very prosperous people. But my only suggestion today is please look at your income for the past month and keep 1% of that income separately. The Muslims give 2.5% of their income as zakat for charity. They don't eat unless they have really fed some poor people on Eid. We have to learn from our Muslim brothers and sisters too. We have to learn from Christians. We have to learn from Sikhs. Do you know which is the most charitable community in the world? Sikhs. 1 crore people eat through langars every day. And it is in India. Throughout the world it happens. And the food is made of asli ghee. And the feeling that they have, I mean, greatest of the Sikhs going to Gurdwara and cleaning the shoes of the people who come there. I mean, it's a religion you can really be mesmerized with, flabbergasted, captivating, honorable. All religions are great. And I tell you one thing is very interesting. All that is good in any religion is also good in India, and that is Hindu religion. And we should respect our religion, also respect all other religions. What I'm telling you is be charitable, being nice, especially your maid servants in homes. Their children should be taught by you. You know what Arun Jaitley used to do? Mr. Arun Jaitley, who died a few years ago, was Finance Minister of India, one of the most honest politicians in India. His children studied abroad in England, USA, and the children of his servants who have been loyal to him, they also studied at the expense of Mr. Arun Jaitley abroad. Can you imagine? There is no other example in my view. So when you are doing service to somebody, don't feel that you are doing a great favor. As Rahim said, it is all given by him and I gave to him. All the people of this world are children of God. God has given me prosperity. 50 years ago, your parents were not that rich as they are today. Who gave them the prosperity? God, and his children need you. The seventh and the last dimension, and we are very much interested. And the type of lectures that you organize, fabulous. I'm really amazed at the quality of lectures that you organize in this program. It's fantastic. So professional excellence means being result-oriented, being goal-oriented, being productivity-oriented, being change-oriented, develop teams, evolve leadership, develop excellent communication skills, strong in good dynamics, and trying to improve the quality of your product. And a healthy competition of international level, I must do better than others. That is important. And I should be devoted to my job. As Vivekananda said, every duty is holy, and devotion to duty is the highest form of worship. Duty is holy. Duty is not a burden. Therefore, you never use the word workload. It's interesting in government when an officer takes over any particular position, new one, he says, "Aaj maine is pad ka karya bhar sambhal liya hai." My God, in the beginning itself, karya is bhar. This is India, where work is worship. Thomas Carlyle used this word, work is worship, famous French author who wrote French Revolution, famous English author who wrote French Revolution. And therefore, it's important that we think of duty as our main karma. There's a karma yoga. So with these 7 dimensions of excellence, let me come to certain other attributes of excellence. So we'll keep about a few minutes later for discussion when we have finished only half of the time. And let us now talk about various attributes of excellent person. Recently, I made a little 5-minute video on 12 qualities of excellent people. Maybe I deal with all the 12, or maybe I don't deal with all the 12, because I'm not going to be rather moving in a groove. But one important point is that an excellent person is one who has this rainbow life, which I've discussed already. Second is, an excellent person has positive ambition. He has positive, or she has positive ambition. What is positive ambition? Where you grow, where you gain, and the society also gains because of that. I win and you win. And it's important that I should not be doing work and running my profession only for myself. More money, more organization, more branches, more travel, more luxury, more glory. That is not being rather honest to oneself. God doesn't do anything for himself, and he wants his children to do for others also. And there is nothing like other. It's all extension of myself, expansion of myself. So it's significant to understand that I to have positive ambition, not being selfish at all, selfless, taking care of my own needs, my own development, my own business, but I should be useful socially. The third important point of an excellent person is that he has person who has high achievement goals. Now, high does not mean always high, too high. It should be like this. Suppose this is my performance so far. I should have goal up to this point, 10%. Then I move up and my goal goes up. There'll be some gap always between my goal and my achievement. And this gap will lead to motivation. But if I have very high goals and there is a gap between my performance and my goals, it will lead to frustration. So I believe in step-by-step increase, enhancement of the goal structure, because that will give me motivation, always improving. And suppose this is my performance, I come down because of Corona or something. It doesn't matter. Falling is not in any way criminal. It is not a fault or a glitch. Even if you fall 1,000 times, rise up once again. And that is very significant. And therefore, positive goals and high goals. An important point in this regard is given by Abraham Maslow, famous psychologist, who gave the need theory of motivation. And he said, a man must try to become what he can become. A man must try to become what he can become. Eleanor Roosevelt, wife of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who was US president for 13 years, became a great social worker. And she said, the only challenge in life is to become what we need to become and desire to become. Why I'm emphasizing on this point, that one must become what he can become. I don't know what I can become. In this regard, a very famous philosopher, Sophocles, 2,500 years ago, great philosopher Sophocles, please read about him, maybe a few quotations of his, you'll be mesmerized. And he said, the greatest wonder in the world is not sun or moon, not ocean or greenery, the man himself. The greatest wonder in the world is man himself, who unfortunately does not know about his own potentialities and strengths which are hidden inside. And that is why Vivekananda said, maximum thing that you do is the best people use only 15% of that potentiality. Rest is wasted. So the third point about attributes of excellence is that a person should become with goals, targets, visions, objectives, which are relatively difficult, a bit difficult. I don't want to be in a comfort zone and say, oh, this is easy, this I can do. And that way you are not extraordinary. When I use the word extraordinary, I've used it twice today. I want to tell you what's the difference between what is excellence. Excellent. Who is an excellent person? And who's an excellent person? Please, mic, please off. Mic off, please. My humble submission is the term excellent has got several synonyms. First rate, first class, tip top, top notch, exquisite, fabulous, marvelous, brilliant, then extraordinary, outstanding. I like the word extraordinary. There are three types of people in the world. Ordinary people who do their job well, because of them the civilization is thriving. Under-ordinary people, about 10%, they are not utilizing their energy properly. They enter comfort zone, they become depressed, they become lazy, they only wait for the future, they believe in destiny only helping them and not in the karma. But I tell you, about 20% of the people in this world are extraordinary. And this range is developing more in urban areas, in Western countries, in urban India, and not so much in rural India, but rural people come to urban areas. So the development of people in any country makes that country developed. There are certain virtues of good life which have been imbibed by all Americans. That is hard work. 90% of people in USA are hardworking. When your children go abroad and they settle there in USA, primarily because, not for money, not for glory. In fact, they have to work very hard to survive. They don't have buys and people to help them. And the life is not glamorous or glorious as we think there is. The buildings may be tall. The cars may be glamorous. The clothes may be quite comfortable. Money may be in abundance. But the hard work put in by Indians, or anybody for that matter in Western countries, or Americans themselves, Germans, Japanese, French, or English, they work hard. In India also, this is developing further. We are becoming, through maybe various programs of the government, where we are given loans and we develop ourselves. And we got move ahead smartly, stand-up program or smart programs for growth and development. India is changing for the better in this regard. So we should have high goals. The fourth important point is we should have self-confidence that I can do it. Remember one thing, the greatest virtue of a person in life is self-confidence. And doesn't mean that a person who is self-confident always wins. But then he doesn't bow down in times of adversities or difficulties. He believes he can do it and then tries to develop all the techniques, the knowledge, the learning, which is required for success. He can understand and learn anytime. I mean, I've seen people in USA learning certain musical instruments at the age of 75. I've seen people now getting down to the brass tacks of gardening at the age of 70. I've seen people learning computers in India at the age of 65, 70. So this is something which is good. One must have confidence. Vivekananda, again, I'm invoking him. He said, the old religions said that he was an atheist who did not believe in God. The new religions say that he's an atheist who does not believe in himself. I can do it is something very important. And we should try to develop ourselves. Success brings confidence. But I don't want a person who is confident because of success tumble down, bow down, or crack under pressure of any failure or setback. This will come and go. This is a circle that is moving, and we should not really be bad, feeling bad about it. Remaining happy is very important. Determine that you'll be happy in any circumstance. That a smile will plaster my face rather than tears on my cheek when the bad days are there. I'll wait for the good days as the tree waits during the fall for spring to come back. There will be spring in my life. I'll be a springing tiger at one time. And therefore, I want to be a winner. The winners are not those who always win. Winners are those who believe they're born to win. Here a very important question comes. Excellence and success, are they synonyms? No, no, not at all. Maybe yes. There are four types of people in the world. Those are excellent as well as successful. Let me tell you how I define excellence and success. It's very important. Excellence means, as I told you, being a rainbow person, having high goals, being positive, having confidence, having winning spirit, taking initiative, having creativity, innovation, enthusiasm, work culture, time management, good behavior, ethics and honesty, concentration, perseverance. Well, all these areas will certainly be, please, somebody is talking, please. आप mic उनका बंद कर दीजिए. What I'm suggesting is that excellent person is one person who has any of these attributes. Okay, any one will make him excellent, perhaps maybe two. I'm very much important, I think, very much particular about honesty and ethics. A successful person is one who has been able to achieve his goals and get the fruits of his labor and dedication within this life to an abundant extent and in short period, maybe long period. So excellent person has virtues and successful person has the results and the fruits of labor. So there are four types of people. Number one, those who are excellent as well as successful. Rabindranath Tagore, playwright, novelist, storyteller, Vishwabharati, Shantiniketan, Rabindra Sangeet, Jangan Man, Bangladesh, national song, and a great teacher, a great organizer, a great philosopher, successful and excellent. Lata Mangeshkar, successful and excellent. C.V. Raman, successful and excellent. And I can give you a long list of people like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, for that matter, Abraham Lincoln. I know Abraham Lincoln faced difficulties and setbacks at least 8 times in his life, but eventually was successful, and he died, unfortunately, at the hands of an assassin. That is different. But when I went to USA to study for the first time, long time ago, I found out that there was one person, one president who was the master of all other presidents. It was Abraham Lincoln. Amazing. Would you believe it that there is no other president who can match his greatness? There is no person in the world, no leader in the world who can match his popularity. You know how many biographies of Lincoln have been written in this world? 15,000 biographies of Lincoln have been published. Not only by Charles Chernwood, or maybe there is a very good biography by Dale Carnegie. And I'm not remembering the author's name of Abraham Lincoln's famous biography. Maybe I get it during the lecture. If I don't, doesn't matter. The idea doesn't come. It's floating now, so it has gone somewhere. But I'm suggesting one thing, that a person may have failures in life, but may be successful later on. So you have a number of people in this world. Look at Indians, for example. Would you call Mahatma Gandhi as successful? In the last days of his life, he became very sad, wanted to die. Earlier, he wanted to live for 125 years. Then on 30th January 1948 in the morning, he told Abba, his granddaughter, that I want to die. He told Miraben, I want to die. So that is failure really engulfed his total morale in the last days of his life. One failure can really demoralize a person, or his name in history can be written off. I don't think it should be done. Every person has his ups and downs. So at presently, among politicians, Mr. Modi is successful and excellent, okay? Yesterday, maybe Indira Gandhi was, or Jawaharlal was, Atal Bihari was. That is politics. And I tell you, it's very difficult to say who is successful and who is not. But in fields of art and culture, a Satyajit Ray is successful and excellent. Raj Kapoor is successful and excellent. Ravi Shankar is successful and excellent. Lataji, I told you, is successful and excellent. Don't mind it. So we can think in terms of people who are successful and excellent. Maybe there are people who are successful but not excellent. Sorry to say, but most of the people in the film world are. When you look at the films made in Japan or Czechoslovakia or in America or England, when you look at Marlon Brando and Charles Chaplin, and when you look at Paul Newman, when you look at Eva Gardner, Elizabeth Taylor, when you look at Marilyn Monroe's acting even in many good films, I mean, you say, my God, such effort should have been made in India also by people. But yes, we have had very good actors. A person who is successful but not excellent, I would name them. But many businessmen are like that, industrialists are like that, film personalities are like that. Some small-time novelists, their books are selling in lakhs. But there are people who are excellent but not successful. I'll give you certain examples, which will be heartening to you, because we feel sometimes we have not been able to achieve our goals despite having all the qualities and attributes of excellence in ourselves. Vincent van Gogh was a painter who could sell only one painting of his to his own brother, that's all. And today, Vincent van Gogh's paintings, each painting costs crores of rupees, millions and billions, millions of dollars. Died before he would attain the age of 40. Committed suicide. I mean, so he was excellent but not successful during his lifetime. But maybe after his death, he became great. He was great even during his own time, but did not get the results. One actor whom people think was the best actor of India ever, not Raj Kapoor, not Dilip Kumar, not Devanand, not Rajesh Khanna, not Guru Dutt, not Ashok Kumar. The best actor of India, according to a study made by a Hollywood research company, was Sanjeev Kumar, and he never became a star. Not Amitabh Bachchan, by the way. It is Sanjeev Kumar, who is a master of acting skills in India. Terrific, but could never become a star. Excellent, but not successful. One lady I would like to talk about, I'm having highest respect for her. Her name is Simi Grewal. None can talk English the way she does. None can match her demeanor, her sophistication, her capability to have interviews conducted under her program Rendezvous. She got 2 Filmfare Awards for Best Supporting Actress, but she could never become a star. And there are many other names, but I'll be just caught up in that. The 4th are those who are neither excellent nor successful. So next point is that the fifth important point of excellence, I'm going to be very brief now because time is shedding out. A person who is excellent takes initiative, is innovative, is creative, has a new vision, is change agent. And he believes in making transformation of himself and his organization. And next important point is that a person who is excellent is full of enthusiasm for what he does. He's like Kapil Dev or Virat Kohli or Virender Sehwag of cricket, Messi of football, Raj Kapoor of film world. He is enthusiastic about Devanand in acting, enthusiasm I'm talking about. And there are writers who are very happy with their writings, do something new, writing all the time. Jeffrey Archer is one. He went to jail once for 2 years. And even from jail, he wrote a book. Do you know Jeffrey Archer came to Jaipur Literary Festival, and one of his lectures, he said, I look at my manuscript of a new book 32 times. before I get it published. 32 times, my God. I feel disheartened to know that a person can do so much. And we people are in a hurry to attain success. So he believes in, or she believes in, work culture and hard work. An excellent time manager, devoted totally to the work, takes duty as a holy responsibility and obligation given to him or her by God, lives and breathes his work or her work, brings quality to what he does, brings excellence to whatever he performs. Whatever he produces has some attributes of greatness. As a teacher, he excels in motivating students. As a doctor, he is master of medicines or surgery, knows how to tackle and give hope and faith to his patients, is not in a hurry to earn, but is in a hurry to learn. I know of a couple of physicians in Jaipur who are adorable, who are not interested in earning money. They give about 25 minutes to each patient. They're not interested in having more patients and get more fees. Sometimes they don't even charge money to people who deserve help. And they're up to date. That is excellence. And then, of course, the excellent people are having concentration. They focus. If you ask me what is single most important attribute of an excellent person, I would say focus. Concentration, you call it. One thing at a time, and that done well is a very good rule that many can tell. One thing at a time. Multitasking is okay, but you can't focus. And I tell you what concentration is. Long time ago, 500 years ago, Michelangelo, a famous sculptor of Renaissance, best sculptor so far in human history, has been Michelangelo. Once he decided to make a sculpture of Moses. Moses, the god of the Jews, or 10 Commandments. And he was sculpting the statue of Moses, which was more than 3 feet high. Big one, no? And so he was using his, his hammer. I don't know, my throat is a little bad. So he was using a hammer and sickle and very, very quietly trying to make a wonderful statue of Moses. Took a few years, but then it was prepared. And then when the statue was ready, Michelangelo forgot that it was a statue. He thought it was Moses himself. He put his hammer on the table and says, Moses, now speak. He forgot it was a statue. That is the creation of focus. Excellence personified. You become a Beethoven. You become a Mozart. You become a Lata. You become a Shubha Lakshmi. You become Alauddin Khan. You become a Velayat Khan. You become Rabindranath Tagore in Gora and the Wreck. You become a Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay. I'm reminded of Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay in comparison with Tagore, very important in excellence. If you ask Bengalis as to who is better novelist, whether Tagore or Sharat Chandra, undoubtedly they will say Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay, who wrote only 18 novels. Devdas, Parinita, Grahada, Path Ke Davedar, Charitrahin, Shesh Prashna, etc. And on Devdas, there have been 10 films so far, by the way. And he died as a poor man in Rangoon. Better than Tagore. Could have got a Nobel Prize. Another person who was excellent but not successful, like Sharat Chandra, was Premchand. Godan, Gaban, Nirmala, Seva Sadan, Karmbhumi, Rangbhumi. My God, each book is a masterpiece. But he has become immortal. Sharat is immortal. Tagore is immortal. Premchand is immortal. After the death, they are neither poor nor rich. They're the same part of the galaxy of greatness in the world. As I come to the final version of my presentation, I know I'm leaving quite a few points. The only good point is you don't know what I'm leaving because there is limited time, but sometimes later maybe a few things can be focused upon. This person has perseverance, determination, dogged determination. Like Thomas Alva Edison, 50,000 experiments before he invented the dry cell battery that you use in your ever-ready torches and scooters and cars. 50,000 experiments failed, and the electric bulb that he invented went into thousands of experiments. You fail and study, you fail and improve, and fail and improve. And somebody asked Napoleon Hill, asked him a question, sir, don't you feel bad you are making experiments and not succeeding? No, very pleasantly said. Every time one of my experiment fails, I know what does not work. And so continued learning. And when he died at the age of 84 in 1931, the whole of America, all houses, all industries, all shops and organizations put off their lights for 2 minutes in honor of the person who gave them light. And friends, the last point I would like to mention is ethicality, the honesty, the sincerity, and the dedication. Be true to yourself, as Shakespeare says. We should never get engulfed in this war of bigness. There's a difference between bigness and greatness. Bigness is external, and greatness is internal. I want to be noble like my Creator. I want to be a person who will be a person whose children will be proud of him, whose parents will be proud of him. The people who are acquaintances will be proud of him. Excellence is greatness. Excellence is something which is astounding growth of a person. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Rameshji. And Gitanjali, are you here?
Yes, thank you, Darshana, for this session.
Gitanjali, camera on, please. Gitanjali, kahan ho?
Gitanjali is in traveling.
वापस आ रही हूँ श्री कृष्ण की लैंड से.
So, you know, she went to Vrindavan. She went to Vrindavan.
So as you can see, I'm moving a lot in the train. But I want to really thank my partner, Darshana, for taking on the session so beautifully. And sir, how can one even start to say anything for you? You are so inspirational. This was enlightening. This has taken us to the next level. As you can see, the energy in everyone who has listened to this very enlightening session must be on the roof, you know, the enthusiasm. And especially the way you have made distinctions between greatness, distinctions between perfection, excellence, and the qualities of an excellence person, the way it is a journey, having, you know, it is a never-ending process. So much summary has been put down, sir, and we have just been able to, I mean, it's like making a great society. It begins with this kind of a presentation. So we are deeply, deeply indebted to you. At even a very short notice, you're always in to stand with our community. You are part of our family. And this Plan to Win community is very honored to have you, sir, with us.
Great pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gitanjali. You are coming from Vrindavan, na? That spiritual bliss is already, you know, overshadowing your thoughts also. So good of you. Good of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, Darshana, thank you very much.
Yeah. So thank you guys. And Gitanjali could not stop. Let me tell you, Rameshji, she could not stop. She said, Darshana, I am not in the state to come, but I cannot stop talking about Ramesh sir and thanking him. So thank you, Gitanjali. And her return journey was delayed maybe because she was completely intentional of attending your session and being with all of us. So each one of you who are here, like more than 40 people on a Saturday morning, really acknowledge you for your commitment and stay with us and attend all of our expert speak sessions, which happen every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Thank you. Thank you once again, Ramesh sir, and really inspired by each of you. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Stay blessed.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.